Everyone knows that a woman can get loads of options on a dating app because most guys swipe on pretty much every woman hoping to get a match. And if a woman swipes on a guy, she almost always gets a match because pretty much every guy has swiped on her. As a result, women have loads of options to choose from. But does that mean that it's destroyed dating or it's changed dating to the point where if a guy walks up and talks to a woman in person who has loads of options on a dating app, will it actually mean that he can't get a chance with her because she's got loads of options? Well, the thing is, even though the amount of people using dating apps has increased, it's still a small percentage of the population in each country. For example, Tinder currently has a total of 75 million users from 197 countries, and 7.8 million of those users are from the USA. The USA is Tinder's best market. Yet here's the thing, the current US population is 334 million, and 127 million of that are single people who are 18 years and older. So the 7.8 million using Tinder is approximately 6% of the single population, and approximately 2.3% of the entire US population. That means approximately 94% of single people in the USA don't use Tinder. If you add up all the other apps like Bumble, Hinge, Match, and so on, it may come to approximately 90% of the single population who don't use dating apps. Additionally, most users on dating apps are men, meaning that hardly any women are using dating apps compared to men. For example, according to Business of Apps, 75% of Tinder's users are men and only 24% are women. According to Statista, Bumble has slightly more women with 37.6% of the users being women, meaning that it's not true to say that in today's dating world, all single women have thousands of options with guys on dating apps. Not all women are using the apps. So it's not a good idea as a man to go through life today thinking that you have no chance with women because they could just swipe and go on a date with one of the thousands of guys who want to date her via an app. In most cases, she's not even using a dating app. In other words, despite the fact that the user base of dating apps has been rising every year, it would actually be generous to say that 1 in 10 single women are actually using dating apps. However, even for women who do use dating apps and go on lots of dates as a result, it doesn't mean that the woman can actually get herself a boyfriend very easily, because if she likes a guy's physical appearance in a photo and then goes and meets him in person, it doesn't mean that there's going to be chemistry between him and her, right? He could be a nervous guy, he could be talking to her in a way that just doesn't create chemistry, and she doesn't get a result. Additionally, even if she's a woman who uses dating apps and has been getting some results, right? She's gotten herself a boyfriend and she's back on the apps now after a breakup and she's hoping to meet a guy, but then a guy walks up and talks to her in person and makes her feel attracted and there's chemistry between him and her, it doesn't mean that he can't get a chance with her because she can potentially get lots of options on an app, or there's guys in her DMs on Instagram and so forth. The reality is that if she wants a lover, a boyfriend or husband, and a guy is talking to her in person and is making her feel attracted and she's feeling chemistry with him, she's not going to be standing there or sitting there thinking, oh, well, I like this guy, I feel attracted, there's chemistry, this is exciting, but hang on, I'm going to go home and just swipe more and get some more options. Now, of course, there are a small percentage of women who are a bit nutty and will potentially think something like that, but most women just aren't going to do that, right? They want to get themselves a boyfriend, they want to find a husband, or even if it's just to find a lover. And if she's got an opportunity right in front of her and she's feeling attracted, she's feeling chemistry with the guy, and it's going well, she's going to want something to happen. So I thought I'd point this out because some guys have commented over the past year or so saying that dating has changed now. It's not the same as it used to be. You could go out approaching women in the past and they'd be open to it, but now they've got like people following them on Instagram, they've got dating apps and things like that. Like, she doesn't have to give you a chance. So there's no point of even talking to women, right? Just give up. It's all too difficult. There's no way because she's got so many options. Yet, if you actually talk to women who use dating apps, most of them will say that it's a huge waste of time. They arrive at the date, the guy isn't confident, there's no chemistry, they get back on the apps, they get a date after texting back and forth for a long time, and then it doesn't work out. And they spend so much time in it and it doesn't go anywhere, to the point where many women say things like, I hate dating apps, right? They get to that point. And of course, there are women out there who love dating apps. That's all they do. They just use dating apps to get dates, and they do it all the time. They go on dates, they try to find a boyfriend, they have little flings here and there, and that's all they do. Then there are couples who meet on a dating app and they get married and they stay together and everything's great. Yet, most women don't use dating apps, and most women haven't gone on a date as a result of using a dating app. And even if a woman has 7 dating apps loaded up in her phone, when you go and walk over and talk to her, in almost all cases, she's not going to be thinking that she doesn't want to give you her phone number or go on a date with you, or if you happen to meet her at a bar, she doesn't want to kiss you and have sex with you that night because she's got options on dating apps. This is why you'll continue to see guys with women and wonder, how did he get her? The use of dating apps are on the rise, and on dating apps, women tend to select guys who are better looking than them. So how did he get her? He's shorter than her. Women don't select shorter guys on dating apps. What's going on? Well, most of the guys that you see who aren't good looking and have themselves a pretty girlfriend have usually met her in person, and they've either attracted her by being confident or funny, or just being determined, right? The guy was determined and he gave himself a chance by asking her out. And in many cases, if the woman's single and she wants to find herself a boyfriend, she gives the guy a chance and they then become a couple. So for any guys who have been feeling disheartened by the whole dating app thing and saying that it's all too difficult, and Instagram now with all the followers, she's got loads of people who are interested in her, sending her DMs and so forth, just understand that attraction in person still works, right? Chemistry in person still works, and you can still go from one step to the next with a woman where you get her phone number, you kiss her, you go on a date, you have sex, and so on. That said, if you are a guy who gets matches on dating apps but struggles to get dates, then watch the video on the left. I reveal the secret of how to text a woman so she says yes and wants to go on a date with you. Alternatively, if you want to be able to attract women in person, watch the video on the right for examples of what to say and do.